What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's up? I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, in case y'all don't know, which you probably been under a rock if you don't by now, we here with Real and Explicit,
Real and explicit. What's good, y'all?
R.A.E.
The Scallywag Queen.
Yeah, leader of the Scallywags.
Leader of the Scallywags. I love it. I like that.
So, recently you got a new title, right?
Yeah, so okay. So today I just signed to my first official deal to R.A.E Records, which is an independent label in Atlanta. And that means I'm moving. So in literally 2 weeks I'm moving. So I'm nervous and excited. But now it's not just Queen Scallywag. It's Queen Scallywag of the Suicide Dolls with a Z, period. So it's gonna be three of us. Shout out to Vicky Rose and Team Zari. Shout out to them for giving us this opportunity, honestly, because we're all solo artists, but putting us together as a group and doing solo is really smart. So I just know it's going to be. We found out who our first interview was today. Y'all.
Tell the people.
Should I tell them?
That's up to you.
Should I tell them?
I mean, you might as well.
Okay. So our first interview as a group, we're a trio, but as a group, they told us today after our photo shoot, when I get down there, our first interview is with Off the Porch. Like, yo.
Okay.
Wasn't ready.
Explain to the people in detail what Off the Porch.
So Off the Porch is a interview platform. So I basically it's like a podcast kind of setup, but it literally is on a porch. And like a porch, I don't know if it's a real porch, but I know it's like a little porch setup that they do.
Right.
And they've done interviews for a lot of mainstream artists, probably a couple of few independent ones, but the interviews I've seen have been all like mainstream artists. So for us to go 0 to 100 real quick, like he said, basically, like the CEO said on the Zoom call, mine was on Zoom. I signed over Zoom, and I did like an e-signature docu-sign. The other two girls were there because they already located in Atlanta.
Right.
But he was explaining how we're going to go 0 to 100. He wasn't joking because he went from photo shoot to, your first interview's off the porch. Huh?
Right.
Like what? Like, straight like that? Okay, cool. So imagine if it's going like that. I can only imagine the other stuff they have set up for us. And he didn't even tell us the whole schedule. That was just the first literally the two first things. That was it. Like,
okay.
So, it's just amazing they haven't even heard our music yet. And we Buck's about to be on Off the Porch. Like,
right.
I didn't even think about being on their interview with them. I saw them, but I never thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on there. You know what I'm saying? I figured it even though, but I still wasn't deeply thinking about it.
Right.
So I was like, Off the Porch. Well, shoot, that's what's up. So yeah, it's just been an exciting day. Today was the signing day, and it's just like going from background story, quitting my job, and back in like mid-late April, to busting my behind in Uber Eats, to just chilling one day, getting reached out by their A&R. Shout out to Tisha. And then auditioning, and then all of a sudden now we just signed, and now we just out here, and now I'm about to move. When 2 years ago I was just imagining myself moving to Atlanta. Now 2 weeks from now I'm about to actually be gone 2 years later. So
right.
It's just funny because it's like when there's a divine plan for you and God have a plan for you, it's going to work out regardless.
Yeah.
Can't nobody stop it. When
Facts.
a door opens and no one's going to shut it but yourself if you mess up.
Facts.
So today's been a very exciting day. Grateful to have my parents there, both my parents there, alive and well and healthy. To be there in attendance. My dad took pictures. Shout out to Teddy. He took pictures. Yeah. And then just my mom just being there too. It just meant a lot. Because that was always been my vision and dream to at least, like, whether it was a major label or not, whatever it was, I wanted my parents to be the people that came with me. Right. Not friends. I thought about that. I was like, nah, the two most important people that should be a part of my endeavors like this should be my parents. Facts. First and foremost.
Facts. Especially, like you said, since you have both of them. It's a huge moment, like, to do what you do.
And being in the pandemic when people have lost a lot of family.
Yeah.
That's all the more reason why, like, even on Sunday, even though I was going to buy food, where my money's at, I can't really necessarily do all that. But I was like, okay, between today and tomorrow, I'll make the money back up and I'll just cook for the house, like on Sunday, like Sunday dinner on me. You know what I'm saying? It's the least I can do before I leave.
Right.
So the least I can do is include them into the, everything. Have them be the ones that's helping me move, cook dinner for them and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been a surreal day.
Yeah. So since we're on the topic of parents, just go into detail like about what your parents actually mean to you, and like, obviously they're your parents. So from day one, they've been your parents. But just go into like, how was it?
I'm not gonna lie, it was. Okay, behind the backstory now. Okay,
yeah.
so,
well, I mean, that's what we're here for. All the backstories, all the everything.
Woo! Okay, so one random day, this was 2018.
Okay.
I was a senior in college, Frostburg State University.
Okay.
5 months before I was supposed to graduate.
5 months. Okay.
It was December. I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? Why am I still here? Like, I just had a moment. I just had like an epiphany, and I didn't necessarily know why I had this epiphany at the time I did, and like, I knew where it was coming from, but I was really genuinely like, I really woke up and was like, why am I still here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Still going to 50-minute classes or 15-minute classes, and I want to do radio and HOT radio. I just need my experience as my resume, as my degree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
People say all this and they're like, oh, you could have finished, you could have did this. That's nice, but if I know it's time to follow a path, that's for my spirit to know.
Right.
At the end of the day, if it wasn't meant, I would have been redirected really quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the moment I made that decision, I literally got my withdrawal papers done and all that stuff, signed and everything. And then I called.
So what was your parents' reaction?
It was like, what? I was like, yeah, so I'm coming home.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, are you okay? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, but I just not feeling it no more. Like, he's like, Rachel, but you have to graduate. What about our dream? And I told him, but what about mine?
Right.
What about my dream? You know what I want to do? I want to do music. So it's like 5 months is cool and all. Yeah, I could have kicked them, months out. And it wasn't senioritis. That's how I know, oh, no, it's me time to step off of here and go on this path now, because it wasn't senioritis. Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't like, oh, I want to, like, it wasn't like, oh, I want to graduate. No. It was just more so like, I think like my time here is up.
Right.
It's been 3.5 years. I feel like I've learned enough with me wanting to do radio, and I still want to do radio. I have my podcast. I'm taking that down there with me.
Right.
So it's kind of just like, it just was like one of those situations where it's like, I think it's just time to just follow my dream.
Right.
And the battle, it wasn't going to be easy, and it definitely wasn't. It sure wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because you talking about 2018 to 2021, 3 years had gone by. And me looking back 3 years ago, I'm like, dang, I really was sitting there at Frostburg 3 years ago, waking up randomly like, what am I doing?
Right.
And when I told them, like, yeah, well, but what about my dream? They kind of was like, well, okay. Well, if you want to come home, you got to find a job. Duh, I'm not going to sit here and be a bum. I don't want to do that.
Right. Right.
And then, too, not even just that, but also, too, like, what else? It was like, what happened? They was like, well, make sure you do the dishes when you get home. You gotta take care of that. I'm like, that's fine. Now, have I slacked on it a couple times? Yeah, but I still end up getting them.
Right.
Like today, humbly, about to go back home and do the dishes.
Yeah.
Or I humbly go back to Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, I'm actually grateful that they let me come home, because they could have easily said no, because they was paying for school. I wasn't.
Right. Facts.
Like,
facts.
So, I was, but wasn't surprised they said yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I was, because I'm coming home from music. Not saying that's not important, but you know how parents think, especially with the parents.
Right. The old school, the old school.
In that generation, they looking like, degree? Like, what do you mean? What is that?
Yeah.
And nobody's really doing that in my family. I had my dad say his brother, my uncle, wanted to do that at one point, but I guess I didn't do it. I don't know. But, like, I'm the only one who's really pursuing this type of venture, literally.
Right.
So I'm the black sheep.
Fact.
And I'm the sacrificial lamb right now. But I'm grateful, because when they said yes, it just showed me, okay, then that means that's really my confirmation that this is the right way to go.
Right.
So December, was it either 17th or 18th, 2018, I came home.
Okay.
Packed all my stuff up. I dropped my resident assistant job.
Mm-hmm.
I told them what I was doing, and I left.
Okay. So we're gonna take a quick break, right quick,
That's fine.
and yeah, we'll be right back, and we're gonna keep on the subject because I got another question about the whole parents and the generational mindset.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we'll be right back, y'all. Okay, so we back, and you said something interesting about the mindset that most of our parents have as far as when it comes to like getting a degree versus chasing the actual dream.
Mm-hmm.
Did that weigh on your mind while you were making the decision to leave school? Because I know you was probably thinking there was going to be a lot of backlash, even though it didn't sound like you got a lot.
Mm-mm.
But did you think you were going to get a lot, especially so close to graduation?
In that moment, I don't think so. I think I was just more so gun ho on. I'm going to come home,
Right,
whether y'all like it or not. Low key, I'm coming home. Like
right,
I'm that child. I was that rebellious child. I'm coming home. Like tattoos and all. Like, I'm coming home. Like you know what I'm saying. So it was one of those things where I was just determined, and I didn't doubt it. To be honest, it's like I kind of just knew that I was going to be home.
okay,
And like literally, that was like I said. When my mom said, "But what about our dream for you to graduate college?" I said, "Okay, I understand it, but what about mine? Where did mine fit? You know what I'm saying?"
right,
And once I said that, it was one of those. Well, I mean, if you're gonna come home, you know what you gotta do. I already know what's up.
So what was the family dream that you spoke
Me,
of?
the regular like me graduating from college and getting a degree and whoop de doo, and then she gets a 9 to 5, and then the dream happens. No,
Okay,
no, that wasn't it. Now that I have 9 to 5s, yeah, from 2018 to April of this year, oh, I had job after job after job after
right,
job,
right,
because I already knew I was gonna have to bust my behind. I was gonna have to have money.
right,
Then I ended up getting a car. So it was just like
right,
I had to. I already knew what the plan was when I came home. And the funny thing is, I was actually writing my first project when I was in school. My EP.
okay,
It's all in the name. That was my first project I dropped when I did this venture. Not my first song ever, but my first official project.
okay,
And I was writing that. The rest of it, because I started in the summer 2018 before that school year started.
okay,
And I was finishing it up. And when I came home, of course, I had no job. I had no money. I didn't get a job until like February, like late February, and which was at ABM, which is in Dulles Airport.
right,
So for basically a month and some change, 2 months, I didn't have no job or income. I didn't have a car yet, so there was no Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It was just
right.
me, just like kind of flowing. But I was determined at the end of the day,
right,
And
and that's half the battle.
that's right. Just
Yeah.
having the drive and determination, everything else will just find its way.
Yeah, right,
So when I came home, of course, at this point, it's getting close to Christmas.
mm-hmm.
And me being older, I don't care about toys and gifts and stuff like that. You just give me some money, I'll be fine. I'm working out. You know what I'm saying? Especially with now music being on my mind, it's going to just go straight to the studio.
Right,
Funny thing is, my parents had no clue how much I needed, and I was going to do a 4-hour session in order to get the majority of this done because it's only 5 songs. So get
Right.
4 done, come back to the 5th one, because that's actually what happened. Because the 5th one the beat had to get remade because we couldn't find the same beat on YouTube, which was
Right.
fine. So sure enough, they told me, I think, did they go on vacation? I think they went to Williamsburg because they knew I was going to come home, but I don't think I went with them. They were somewhere, I can't remember, but they did send me at midnight, literally Christmas midnight, $250.
okay,
And I didn't tell them about the project. I didn't tell them about I need studio time. I didn't tell them nothing.
mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I had the $200 I needed for my 4-hour session.
That's dope.
And then somehow I had made I was working with my aunt. My aunt, shout out to my aunt, she had me help her during the time at Union Kitchen, but this is way, of course, way before the virus.
Right.
Mind you, yes, we are still in a panorama. So what happened? So actually during that time I was getting a little bit of side pocket money. My aunt would pay me for helping her out in the kitchen, making her chili and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually ended up having the other 50. So the other $100 was for 2 hours, and that's when I did the last song. And sure enough, I got it together, and I got the first project out. Got the cover art made and all that. Got the first project out.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, that's where it just went. I was like, I'm determined, bro. And that determination drove me from house party in 2016, 2017 to 2018 changing my name to having my first project out to Champion to working to now my second project's out, which was the Takeover mixtape, even though it didn't sound like one.
Right.
To
Right.
that to the Anthem, which got a shout out from Jim Jones on the virtual showcase from
Right.
Zap Life.
Right.
To performing at Too High Radio to before all that 2019 to performing in Miami for Julian Booth from Love and Hip Hop Miami
Okay.
showcase. Just going through all that phase and just like looking back at that now, I'm like, dang, like what if I never left Frost? I mean, it still would have happened. But I had all them 5 months of growth of music
Right.
and not being at school.
Right.
And I tell you, when I had job after job, I was at ABM the longest. But after that job, I got Chick-fil-A. After that didn't work out, I went to went to the beauty supply store. That didn't work out. They played with me, fired me. I went to Pentagon City, worked 2 jobs there. After that, boom. After that, boom. You know what I'm saying? After that,
Right.
and then it led up to my last job as a sales rep. And then I left that. I walked away from it, low-key. It was just too much going on. And then I just been doing Uber Eats, and here we are. And now I got signed today by my first independent label. And the thing is, this is a third-time charm because 2 labels had tried to con me. And they weren't real labels. It was conning me.
Okay.
This third label was literally the third time's a charm saying, literally.
Right.
And being with this label, Black Eye Records, I just know I'm in good hands because they've been answering all of our questions. He's been taking care. He's actually helping out with me moving out here.
Yeah, he sounds like
He's a
just
solid
listening
dude.
to him on the phone earlier.
You was there. You was listening to it. Like I could tell. Like I saw you kind of nodding from my peripheral. Like Monk is a solid dude, bruh, and she was not lying about him at all. Like he's a very nice person. He's strategic. He's got this plan. He got it all set up and everything.
Yeah.
But like I said, like he has the heart behind it. Like this man is genuine. Like. To the point where this man literally is doing his best to get me out there. Like, going to talk to his Airbnb connection. I'm still going to be looking for apartments. I'm not going to give up on that. I know for a fact that I scored this job down there. I'm already going to the second round of the interview. That usually tells you that you most likely got the job.
Facts.
Right, because so it's just like, I'm going to be set, and I know God's got me at the end of the day. And the fact that he has the heart, when he said within the next 3 to 6 months, he wants us to do this full time, so we don't have to work no more. That's some real, can I curse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's some real, I didn't know. I forgot. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's some real shit, bruh.
Yeah.
That is some real shit to say.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of labels just be, they don't usually care. Independent or not, they don't usually care. So, just hearing his heart and then just having my encounters with him over the phone personally and then through Zoom today personally and even through him, through Tisha, and when we had our very, very first Zoom when we preliminarily all met all together, it's just like, no, I'm in good hands. I'm truly in good hands. So
yeah,
it's lit. But get my parents on board. My mom was the first one that was with the music part. When she first heard my project, she already had her favorite song. It's called On My Line. And that she said, that's my favorite song. Like, that was true. My dad took some more time because of the whole hip hop thing and the cursing thing. He wasn't with it. My mom too, but she was able to listen over that and like she was rocking with the vibe of it because I wasn't talking about violence or pussy or nothing like that.
Right.
And she appreciated that as her child. Cursing part I'm working on. I have written stuff that I didn't curse at all, so it's possible to be done. But
I mean, you've been improving.
Yeah, I've been working on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I do want to have music that's already clean, especially for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that it's easy to have a song done, sent to the radio immediately. Or like have it in a movie for a child immediately because it's already clean. You know what I'm saying? So
commercials.
So I'm trying to kind of already have songs that's already kind of done. It still cranks, but it's already clean. Okay. And it don't take away from the lyricism or the crankage in it. No matter what the vibe is, that's the goal. I'm not perfect, but I'm still working on it.
Yeah,
so.
Nobody is, and as long as you're working on it, and people can tell you're working on it, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dream with me being in music and my purpose was to change the game. Like. Not doing the whole lace front, you know what I'm saying? Slitting my eyebrows, not looking like a normal female in the industry, not making the normal music. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do. I just want to change it up, especially for young ladies, like young black women at that, not just black melanated women. It's just time to show something different, and that's what this girl group is gonna show. We're gonna show something. We're gonna set a whole new trend and wave, bruh. Especially coming from an independent side, it's gonna be lethal. I believe in us.
That's gonna be so dope. I
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to see like even just the beginning stages. Me personally, I just can't wait to see the off the porch interview. Like
I can't wait to get on set.
yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah, like like that. He said that was one of the first things. So I'm like just
And
out
he just said like it was nothing. I was like, you said to do what with who?
there. Yeah. So we're gonna take us another break, but we here, real and explicit, queen of the scallywags, 1/3 of
Suicide dolls.
yeah,
Period. Duh.
yeah. So
Remember that hashtag.
Yeah. So we'll be right back.
So yeah, the DMV experience. So I don't want to say it was bad because it wasn't.
Right.
There's been some bullshit, but I mean like bullshit done to me. You know.
Right.
Definitely some underrated underdog moments.
Mm-hmm.
At some showcases and open mics, but I will say it prepared me. It was all those open mics and showcases in mainly DC.
Mm-hmm.
Only like two or three in Virginia. Maybe like one or two in Maryland too, but a lot of them was more so in DC.
Okay.
I would say it was cool because it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of who to watch out for. It taught me how to develop my stage presence and stuff like that, and how to interact with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I met people, you know, and people met me, connected, and all that stuff. And overall, I still feel like the DMV has a lot of work to do
Okay.
in the music and art scene.
What do you mean?
Just
You say music and art, so you mean like one in the
more
same?
so the music scene.
Okay.
Because I feel like we still gotta do better with supporting each other, like openly and willingly. Like,
Right.
it shouldn't be a situation where anybody has to not beg, but
Essentially.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, essentially, but like
That's what you're doing,
it should be an
essentially.
automatic thing. Like, oh, you just dropped a new song and repost. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me at least like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least comment.
Yeah.
You know, or be like, yeah, I
Share
see
it,
you,
share
bruh.
it, share it to the
Shout-
story.
right. Like,
Yeah,
I'm proud of
just-
you. Just the littlest thing goes a long way. Support isn't just pulling up. Support isn't just reposting. Sometimes somebody might just want to hear a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
or
right.
see a applaud emoji.
Right.
You know, because you never know what us independent artists really go through before we're signed, before we
Right.
get found, before all that stuff. Because it's such a battle.
Because a lot of people be on the brink of like giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, those 1 or 2 emojis I reposted is just
It makes somebody who's in the position as an independent artist realize, okay, somebody does see me.
right.
And somebody is recognizing what I'm doing, even though they don't know my story. They don't know my struggle, that I barely have money. So whatever the situation is, but somebody still sees my art and appreciates it. That's what an artist is supposed to feel.
Right.
No matter if it's music, painting, sculpting, dance, comedy, entertainment, whatever it is that you do in the arts or in entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
when you start off, bruh, and even when you're still in that level, every little bit of support counts. Like
Right.
everything,
Everything.
it all adds up and means something to somebody who really knows their purpose in what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because a career is one thing, but when you know your purpose behind your craft, it hits differently. You not only appreciate it more, but you also appreciate everybody who presses you out, everybody who pushes you, everybody who motivates you, everybody who sees it in you, everybody who reposts you, everybody who checks on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, damn, you actually do see me. Yeah, they do. Not even just because, oh, it's Instagram or Twitter or Facebook.
Right.
That's one way of seeing you. But some people will just watch you and don't comment nothing like that, and out the blue they'll say something. And you're like, damn, for real?
Right.
Like,
Oh, when you mean like when you see him in person?
yeah, like,
Right.
humbly, I remember, like, seriously, I'm not trying to be funny. I remember when DJ VIP, and if you don't know who that is the DJ of the late Nipsey Hussle.
Right.
That man hit me up out the blue like 2 years ago, randomly, out the blue. This other CEO, I'm gonna say his name wrong, I'll probably butcher. Eeyore Kohan or whatever. I think it's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He's the CEO of 300 Entertainment. He saw me. Now I was wondering, skeptical, because I was like, okay, is this the real? You know.
Right.
So I found 2 pages. There was one page that looked kind of like, yeah, that's not it, and then there was his page. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, his page was gone. So I don't know. But whether it was him or not, it's just crazy.
Right.
Because he definitely did inbox me and say, like, no, I heard your music. Like, you definitely got something.
And I remember you talking about the DJ VIP thing because that's around the time when we first met.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like, true. And then the Jim Jones things, it's like true. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like it hits differently when you go from feeling like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing, and you still not going to know what you're doing. Even when you get signed and stuff like that, it's more structure, it's more
Yeah.
direction, it's more
Yeah.
guidance if you have the right guidance.
Yeah.
But it clears the fogginess, it clears the confusion up a little bit.
Right. Right.
So
right.
I will say, like, I think now the journey is just going to float.
Yeah.
It's going to go up from here, but it's going to float.
So, obviously you're going to Atlanta, and are you gonna, as far as like the DMV goes, are you gonna come back one day? You know, open a studio up here? Are you gonna like what's like the long term goals? Because when I interview other artists, everybody's pretty much on the same page about the support thing, but it's like I feel like we as the entertainers or artists or whatever, media, whatever, we have to start changing the foundation of what's here. You know what I mean? And then maybe after a while, you know, the good will outweigh the bad. So
Yeah.
long term wise, what's your long term goals as far as like that?
I definitely do want to come back because my plan is to help the community out here in music.
Right.
You know, I kind of want to do what Tony Red's, rest in peace to him, started.
Rest in peace, Tony Red.
Yeah, what he started. And I feel like somebody should have been picked it up. But
Right.
it didn't happen, but I want to do that. Like, I want to be able to have because my podcast isn't going to just stay a podcast. I want it to be stations.
Right.
And I want to have a station set up here for strictly unsigned independent underground.
Right.
And we not playing no major nobody.
Right.
I don't care what it is, who
Right.
it is, how much you crank, we're not playing them. Why?
Right.
Because we need to have a station. I'm not saying there's not stations out here, but we need to have a more bigger station because I know mine's going to be huge.
Right.
We need to have something that really has like 1 million something so that people can really get real exposure.
Right.
Not just from IG lives, but also from streams to radio plays, radio spin that actually puts checks in their pocket.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that, because she just... No, I'm serious. When I have the money, I want to come back here.
Right.
And just perform. Don't pay me. I'm good. I'm going to
Right.
come back to this is where I was born at, bro.
Right.
I want to come back and help the community outside of just doing turkey drives and all that stuff. I'm trying to help the independent scene and be there in the forefront to help them out, throw showcase and all that stuff. Like, my plan is to do like a showcase annually where you pay a certain amount, but you get to double that back because it's like you're getting paid.
Right.
So really, you're getting a refund on your money back on top of double.
Okay.
Like, let's say if I charge $50 for a submission, or if you want to perform live, you're gonna get $100 back.
Right.
Because I don't know somebody's story. If somebody's coming from India and don't even have that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They coming home with $100 to put it towards. They can buy themselves a $40 mic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
for something for their music. I don't
Right.
care what they use it for. It may not. I don't want to overcharge because I don't know nobody's pockets. So that's what my 50, 100. That's probably the hundreds to max. You get either $100 or $200 back after you submit your song and it's approved and all that stuff. Whether you can make it out there or not, if you can't make it, we'll play your song still.
Right.
If you can, you'll perform it.
Right.
And you'll get that back.
Right.
Double. Why can't we do that for people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be just a DMV. This is going to be for the world because I'm like, there's independent artists all around the world that's always getting ignored.
Facts.
That's always getting
facts.
unheard. That's not getting seen.
That's facts.
That's underrated. Like, that's not even getting help. Especially when they're in third world countries where us having the privilege here in America to have studios and all that great stuff available to us around the corner.
Right.
Whereas they got to do it from their phone or something.
Yeah.
Or like in a box somewhere. You don't know.
Right.
So why not do something where it's not just in the community of the DMV, but also for the world? Because there's independent artists everywhere. And that's my target. Like when I get to the point where I can carry it for myself or a solo artist situation, whatever it is that happens, I want to come back here first for sure, but I want to open it for the world though.
Right.
Like, and I wanted to have the same heart as Monk. If you have an issue with getting out here, we'll help you.
Yeah.
Or if you legitimately
yeah.
can't get out here, you'll still get your music played and you'll still get paid. It don't matter.
Right.
That way, nobody got to break their pockets because at the end of the day, too, it takes money to make money. Yes, you should still always want to invest yourself. We're going to, that's why I'm saying there's going to be a fee to encourage you to still invest in yourself.
Yeah.
But just know you're going to get a reward for investing in yourself and for having great music.
Facts.
And I don't want it to be just a showcase. I want it to be like a situation where it's like you got PRs there, managers there, radio stations there, law firms there, attorneys there, accountants there, agencies there for modeling and all that. So I want to have catering. I want to make this event make them feel special.
Right.
I want people to feel special if like, they actually came to something lit, which it is going to be.
Okay.
But this is a showcase for y'all. This is not for us. This is not for mainstream artists. This is for y'all to get the experience and get the connections right here. And that $50 or $100, whatever, is going to cover all of that. And I don't have to pay no more than just that.
Right.
That's going to give you access to all people that's going to be involved, all the people that's going to be booth setups or whatever, the DJs, all that. You're going to have access to talk to all of them because your song's going to be played during the entire event. Like, I literally have this written out. Like, the thing is, I think bigger about stuff. This is not just, me becoming a lit artist and then, yay, okay. And then
right
when
up.
I die, what was done?
Right.
Nothing. Okay. Like, everybody can make music.
Right.
What did you do with your wealth? What did you do with your platform? What did you do with all your knowledge? What did you do with it?
Right.
Nothing. So what was your purpose? Nothing. Okay. Like, I don't want that for me.
Right.
I don't want it for me at all. This is a thing where it's just somebody, even from the DMV, got to step in and do something for the world. Because I'm not trying to shade nobody, but ain't none of them do nothing.
That's facts. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we're not going to even get into that, but clearly the resume speaks for itself.
Yeah,
so.
then none of them have done anything for not even just the DMV, but like just more so the DMV. But in general, it's like they did it, got lit, left, okay.
Right.
And the rest of us are just sitting here just like, no. So y'all didn't want to come back. 21 Savage, I'm always go back to Atlanta to find people. Why can't y'all do the same thing?
Right.
A lot of them go back to their hometown, Chicago, all that stuff, to find new artists and try to put them on, or just be in the scene and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't y'all do that? What is the problem? Like, what is it here that y'all can't come back to? Well, you're not welcome no more. Shade.
Cool. So we back. And now normally I ask every single person this. I don't think I asked you this last time. So normally this is towards the end of the interview. Then we'll get into like the shout outs and the other things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, I might have did ask you this because I think you're the only person that's rather young that I interviewed. So I was
probably the baby.
So I do remember. I think like normally I ask people if they could go talk to their 15-year-old self.
Mm-hmm.
What would they tell them? But you're not that far from 15. I mean, you're grown.
Y'all, just so y'all know, I'm 23 years old. Don't play with me.
That's not that far. Y'all, is that not? That's within 10 years of being 15. Like you literally were just that like 8 years ago. Like that's not. So just I know she's a budding superstar. You know we crack jokes like this all the time. So we're gonna have to drop the age a little bit. So we're not gonna say 15. For R.A.E, we're gonna have to say 10. So so you go out the door right now and you see your 10-year-old self. What do you tell her?
I would have told her, I know you don't know this or understand this right now, but when I tell you you're about to change the game in music in a far bigger way than you probably won't even know or understand, just know that you are about to be that light. Like, seriously. And just be prepared for whatever comes with it. The battles, the struggles, the trials, tribulations. Be prepared for it, but more importantly, stay driven. Do not give up. Do not give up before the miracle or the wonderful stuff happens. Whatever you do, keep going. Even if it seems like you get frustrated, get stressed out, don't know what's going on, I'm telling you now, keep going and follow that light. And she could be something like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what I would have told her.
Okay.
And no matter what, you're beautiful. No matter how many people break your heart, disappoint you, whatever, no matter how much you might look busted and your skin looks like it's about to fall off, or like no matter how many pimples you get, and no matter how much your eyebrows may look like a caterpillar and your nose may be showing, you are still pretty because you can still bag them. So no.
Yeah. So speaking of bagging them, for all the fellas that's watching, and you have quite don't do that. You have quite the the fan base, So I'm not gonna name no names, but obviously you're on my wall. So you've been asked about a few times.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, awkward.
Yeah. So it's like people come over here and they're like, "Oh, who is that right there?" Like you and my friend that looks like the witch. Y'all get the two most compliments of everybody on the wall.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
Y'all should see it. It's like one of the biggest ones. Like it's huge.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
huge.
She has a poster. Yeah.
It's
I'm still
huge.
not done with it either. I'm working on the filling the whole wall up. But yeah. So are you married? Are you single in a relationship?
Am I
A
married?
situation?
First of all, nips, I not. I am single and quite frankly don't feel like mingling no more because y'all waste my time. But I mean, I'm just take the time to be 23 and focus on my career. You know, keeping myself focused on that so that way I don't get distracted by the wrong person and then I get pregnant and it just derails everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm focused at this point.
Right.
Anybody that tries, I'm gonna be like, yeah, my Instagram or like, nah, I'm good. I'm not really interested in nobody right now. I'm straight. I'm trying to do my thing, get my bag. That's why I'm gonna just straight up tell people like, no, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Like, and I know God will show me when it's Him.
Mhm.
And because even if I do come across whoever Him is and still say I'm not interested, it's gonna show if he's meant to be. One, he won't go nowhere. Two, it's gonna show like, nah, this is it. Don't block him. I'm trying to push him to you. What are you doing? Like, but God knows that I'm gonna be automatic like that because at this point I'm guarding my heart now.
Right.
It's not even like a steel wall guard. No, the Bible even says guard your heart with all diligence. Seriously, because it's not even just a joke of even just love. It's like whatever you let into you, you have to guard it. That's where boundaries come in.
Right.
Gotta guard yourself. Gotta protect your spirit. Gotta protect your energy at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Gotta guard it. Because at the end of the day, you are the beholder of it, so you have to be the protector of it.
Facts.
So
That's a good word right there.
yeah, I'm just saying. Like you just gotta one, let yourself heal, and that's what I want to also give myself official time to do. I feel like I let myself be with people too much that I didn't give myself the full time to heal, and I want to give myself in exactly a year or however long it's meant for me to heal. I'm gonna do that, and in the middle of that, I'm gonna focus on getting this bag and getting this music out there and just living my best life. And I don't mean that in no whole way. I'm just saying like really focus on allowing me to blossom as the flower I'm supposed to be and become the butterfly I'm supposed to be.
Facts.
Because even though I'm out the cocoon, I'm not fully out yet. Like I didn't break through it just yet.
Okay.
This is you know how when you see a butterfly you can see it, you can see through the cocoon at this point. That's where I feel like I'm at. You're just seeing through it at this point.
Right.
We haven't even gotten out yet. So right now I'm single, yeah, but I'm focused. And if anybody comes by, don't waste your time because I'm gonna tell you politely, yeah, nah, I'm focused. Like I'm good. I'm focused on my music right now. We could be cool. You can have my Instagram, not my number, my Instagram.
Oh, well, nowadays that's pretty good too, though. No, it's a different world we live in.
That's the easiest way for me to. I can at least ignore you, easier.
Okay.
Whereas on my phone,
So you're not. We just
doing
not.
the question mark. No. I can at least easily, slightly, not be as distracted by your presence in my Instagram. No, but I'm not gonna be rude at the same time. I'm gonna still say hi. I'm gonna still be, polite. I'm not gonna sit here and just like not. I'm not one of those females where I won't speak to you.
Right.
Like I'm gonna still be like, yeah, like, hey, I'm R.A.E. Nice to meet you, stuff like that. What you do? Oh, you have a conversation. Oh, you single? Yeah, but I'm truly, honestly, just not interested right now. I'm focused on healing myself and just focus on my music. Period.
Right. That's nothing wrong with that. At least you're super focused.
Yeah, because this label puts some more perspective in my brain, but also a different maturity in my brain when it comes to my music. I already had a maturity about my music now, but now it's really just no games. It's straight. It's just no games at all being played. See, because like I said, I'm about to be in a different ball game and stuff like that. So it's kind of just like there's no room for any male distraction right now. It just isn't.
Right.
And that's me speaking to myself too, because I gotta tell myself that because I know I love hard. I catch feelings and stuff like that, and I get wooed easily. I'm not trying to put myself on the street, but it's the truth. That's just how I am. Because I love love.
Right.
So, in the meantime, I need to let that piece heal while I'm healing others through my music.
Right.
That's the focus. So, anybody try to, oh, she's cute, she's pretty, thank you, but I don't want you. I'm good.
Okay.
Like,
well, at least, like I said, you're focused, and like you said, the right person comes along, you'll know it.
I don't know.
So, last but not least, shout outs.
First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you, period. Because if it wasn't for him, I would not have this gift. I would not be here. I thank the Lord every single day. I thank God every day. I talk to God like I talk to my close friends. Like it's nothing. Like every day I'm just talking to him like this. Like, because one keeps me sane, as close to sanity as possible. But it's also, too, it's just like just knowing that I'm just a vessel. Like I didn't listen to too many DMX, but I knew enough to know that he was a real vessel.
Right.
That one was a walking testimony. Even though he overdosed, and I really feel bad because I feel like he was fighting demons really hard at that time.
Right.
But that right there was a walking angel. I don't know why I'm about to get emotional because I don't know too much about him, but for some reason I just that one right there.
That's dope.
That one right there was a real angel, and I don't think we even knew it. Like, because even angels come messed up.
Right.
But their souls are so pure, but on the outside you won't know. But every time I hear his prayer, I be like, bro, y'all don't even understand that this man really was sent here for something.
Right.
And I think he knew, but he had such a hard battle with his light in the dark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not saying I feel like I'm next up in his light, but I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of more lights like that out here, and I know I'm one of them.
Right.
So it's just like, I just thank God that I'm one of the few many, because it's many are called, but few are chosen.
Right.
And I've been referenced as the chosen one a couple of times across my journey.
Right.
And I didn't take it for granted or for not, you know what I'm saying? I didn't just like pluck it off because I knew, but me being humble, I'm not going to, oh yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that in my music. Give that confidence to somebody else through music, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a matter of just thanking him because I didn't ask for this gift. I didn't pick this. I didn't go to the box in heaven and be like, yeah, I want this one. I want this one. You know, I just want that one. I don't want that one. I didn't choose it. It was given. It's a God-given gift. I didn't ask for it. So I just want to be like the guys in the Bible that had like 2 talents but flipped them to 5 or 10.
Right.
I don't want to come back with the one and come back with the one and then do nothing with the one. Because then it's like, so you wasted it. Like,
right.
What was the point? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I want to go. When I die, I want to go to heaven and hear that I'm proud of you. That's what I want to hear.
Right.
And that I actually left a real mark and like a lot of seeds here before I left.
Right.
So I want to thank God first because that's just real. Because I be really here stressing sometimes, and then I just know that God be like, man, she has no clue, but she'll figure it out.
Right.
I got her. She's just being her. I was saying, like, thank you to my parents, like, because they let me come home. Not gonna lie, y'all, it's not even a spoiled thing. My parents just looked out. I didn't have to pay for rent the time I've been home this whole time.
Okay.
All I had to do was make sure I had a job.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on my music. I was being productive, doing at least getting the trash from the house, keeping my room clean, keeping the house clean, doing the dishes and stuff like that. I did my best to bought food here and there for the house and stuff like that. I cooked one time, but I'm about to cook again on Sunday. You know, we did game nights and stuff like that. You know, when their birthdays came up and Mom's Day came up, I made sure I got them together to show them I still appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of like just still showing them I really appreciate that a lot. Because they didn't have to do that.
Facts.
So I really love and appreciate my parents so much, and I just want them to be here when I win my first Grammy. Not even just my first one, all of them, and my grandkids, and get married and all that stuff. I want my parents to be here.
Facts.
But both of them. But my biggest shout out is gonna go to my dad though, because it's like me and my dad have such a rough relationship. Been in my life all my life though. My parents has been married to this day. Like, they've never divorced, nothing like that. I'm the only child. There's no secret. I'm the only child. No siblings. No nothing.
Right.
And despite all that, I know my dad loves me.
Right.
You know, I'm his little one. I'm his twin. I'm his princess. We've had our rocky times, several of them, but I could never say I hated my dad.
Right.
I could never say I love my dad any less. I could never say fuck him. I could never call him out his name. I could never do it. Even though he made me so mad many times. I made him so mad many times. I could never say I hate him because at the end of the day, my dad always still looked out.
Right.
Even if I had to pay him back sometimes. But he still was looking out because he don't have to do it regardless.
Right.
You know, I remember one time when I had my first investment in music, they paid $400 for something for my music to push one of my first songs, which was Flexing. The first version of it before the EP. You know what I'm saying? So, and then him coming to a couple of my performances and taking pictures. To even today, taking pictures and stuff like that. But mom's like, you want dad to take pictures? I said, sure, if he wants to.
Right.
And sure enough, he came down and took pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then letting me use the home area for my first several episodes of my podcast, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, helping me with my oil change and stuff like that. And
Right.
all I had to do is buy the stuff, and he take care of it. My dad's getting older, you know what I'm saying? He don't have to do that. But
right.
so it's certain things that I know I did complain about, but as I got older and like certain days I just randomly would think about things. I'm like, but at the end of the day, my dad definitely still loves the fuck out of me.
Right.
Like he do.
Right.
And my mom is my mom. That's like Loki, my bestie. Like that's my mom. But I know me and my dad had a rougher situation, so he gets the slighter, bigger shout out.
Right.
Even though my mom has always been here when I had conversations I didn't have with my dad and stuff like that about dudes or whatever, or even with my dad dudes. But collectively, I always had conversations about music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just shout out to them. And then after that, it's just everybody in the Scallywag Village, bruh. Like,
right.
everybody that's a fam. I don't say
Right.
fan because I feel like fan is saying is like you a bandwagon. Like, you just, you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
just there.
Well, initially when that was created, it was supposed to be something super positive.
Yeah.
But nowadays,
It's like a clout thing or something. I don't know.
yeah.
That's why I say my Scallywag gang, my family, my village.
Yeah.
Because it took a village. It just wasn't just me. I had times when I called you several times. Like, there was times I was losing my shit. And I would call him. I would call Apollo. I talked to Muncie. I've talked to my girl Bree. I talked to my homegirl Serena, Raven, Jackie, bro. I talked to so many people about so much shit I was going through in this journey, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many more than that too.
Yeah.
And even down to people who support me and came to, like, photo shoots and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to everybody, like every last one of y'all who you know has played a part in my journey somehow, some way. I love you so much, seriously.
Right.
Like, for real. Even people from some of my old classmates from school, people who I met along the way. So even some youth from my church. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like. Shout out to everybody, even people who I was cool with in Frostburg who believe in me. Shout out to my twin Anthony because he sent me beats, and it's one beat, that song Reviving I played you, that was his beat, crushed it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to all of them. Shout out to everybody who really has literally believed in me from day one. Me and her are not cool no more, and we might not ever come across each other ever again. I wish nothing but the best for her. But shout out to Lala. I tell everybody this: me and her are not cool no more, and I don't wish nothing against her at all. But she was my first manager. She was 19, 20 years old. She was 20. I was 19 going on 20.
Right.
She was my first manager. And she's the one who got me into the point where I was confident enough for myself to be able to be in cameras and stuff like that.
Okay.
And be in the booth. She was always my hype man and everything, bro. I will always tell no matter what, I would tell everybody, man, she was the one who started this shit for real. Like,
right.
Because she paid for my first performance in the house party. She paid for other stuff for me too. She styled me and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stay over her house and when we had a show. Like, she really was there all the time, half the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And she said from the jump, she had told somebody we mutually know. Like, she said, nah, R.A.E got something. I hear it. R.A.E really got something. She was one of the first few people that really heard. Nah, R.A.E on to something. She really got something.
Okay.
In my first song, she was like, nah. She paid for my studio sessions before. She paid for my first music video to that first version of Flexin'. She paid for that.
Okay.
I didn't pay a dime. Like, when I tell you took care of me, I'm talking about, I actually did. No, my dad put up for the other half of the video shoot. Either way, she took care of me in the beginning of my journey. I will always give her that credit, no matter what. No matter that we become cool somehow randomly or not, I will always give her credit because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have even probably. I made the decision to get started, but I didn't have no guidance. I didn't have nobody, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have none of that.
Right.
It was just me feeling like it's time for me to do this at this point. So I'll always give that to her, man.
Dope.
Always shout out to Adam, Melody Kings for slicing champion, bruh.
Right.
For helping with my first project.
Right.
For the beats he made for me, stuff like that. For being a supporter. Me and him and this person not cool no more either, but shout out to Donnie, like Donnie the Don or Zara, I don't know whatever he goes by now, but shout out to Donnie because he did a lot of my photos and gave me guidance and advice too,
right,
and supported me. Shout out to Louis because Louis Bags, I didn't have an artist name. Louis was the one who gave me Blu-ray. I was like, okay, I'm
Which
gonna
is
go
which
along
is,
with
which
it.
is that's my favorite thing about you is your name used to be Blu-ray.
BLURAE. I was a champ. Head ass. Don't ask me. But
Like, I laugh every time I hear that. Like,
head ass. But but I was like, y'all, but like him, like my name came from him.
Right.
Low key, part of my flow, low key, because his and him, it got my flow together. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like he
Right.
low key is like my little sensei, low key. Like I don't talk to him even at all, but
Right.
I would give him his props at the end of the day, man. Like, and then down to like Jay Suave, Chris for like shooting champion and Savage, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to his brother for looking out and training me and his sister Dory. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people. Shout out to Jackie for always being my road dog when I had to travel, when I went to Miami and Atlanta twice. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. All of that. Shout out to Donnie Ray for seeing me and having me a part of Wealth Nation, and Rob Terrell, Pac Leah for having me perform in her joint. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people. It's not even fun. Like if I could really have a list in my hand like Santa Claus right now, I still probably miss some names. Shout out to Shout out to jeez. Ooh, they're in my head. AI Productions. Shout out to Head Honcho and Drip, bruh. Shout out to y'all because they helped at the last minute when my anthem video was going almost to shit. They came through and we got that joint done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I really shout out to everybody for believing in me.
Right.
It's probably still so many more.
I mean, it probably is, but we can save them for the when you win your Grammy and whatnot.
Yeah, like everybody who's either prayed with me, stayed with me, pushed me, got me in my place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah.
And shout out to every last one of y'all who congratulated me today too and sent me so much love, text message and DMs. I really appreciate it because it's only up from here, y'all.
Facts.
And y'all are going to be a part of every bit of the journey vlog coming soon.
Facts. So definitely appreciate you for stopping through today.
Always. Of course. And I got to still autograph something.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that once we stop.
Okay,
so this has been another episode of TED Talks. Real and explicit.
Real and explicit, y'all. Get at me, follow me, I follow back. And let's just enjoy the journey now. Thank you so much for having me back here.
Formerly known as Blu-ray. I mean, I just love it. I love that. I love that.
Jesus, please. Going back to this is going to be like the X-Files.
And we out.